Hey everybody, we are back with another one take video. It is cold here in Colorado, so I have my leather sleeves on, but we're going to talk about welding today because our favorite follower wanted to see it. I said I would do it for a kitchenette, but you'll see in a second. So we're going to show you and talk about welding. This is for people that don't know how to weld because we had never welded before this project. So what we did, this is where we're at currently on the van, and the first thing we welded was this wheel well cover, and as you can see there's wood over the entire outside of it, therefore you don't see any of our welds. They actually turned out pretty good. So we did the wheel well cover, then we did another wheel well cover that's not in yet. Beginner welding day again. New welder today though.
Hi.
This is her first piece. And we're just tacking it all together right now, and then we will come back and weld it solid and hope that it's rectangular and square. I don't know what you'd call it. I can't look at it.
That one up.
She says she mucked that one up. Good?
Yeah.
Then we went on to these cubbies. So this is going to be a seat, and this is for the heater. So a couple of cubes, pretty basic, ground them down. Made them look fairly pretty. Just made the top or bottom of one of our little sitting bins. These are our batteries. We call them our batteries. Now we can see if our batteries fit. Ooh. So the batteries are not supposed to fit this way, and they don't. So I just wanted to see if we got lucky and if they did, but they don't. But our batteries do fit this way with a little bit of clearance, so that's good. Now we just need to make the rest of it and hope it doesn't fall apart. And so the sit test, we came up with very, what do you call it, scientific. We picked the weakest one, so I guess technically on this one, this would be the weakest piece of metal because there's nothing supporting it. You pick the weakest one, and you get one person on each side. My phone's in my pocket, I don't want to break it. And then you sit. And that was before the wood was in there. Perfect. So, onto the kitchenette. Things are getting a little harder. Then we got to do upper cabinets. But we were going to show you how we did it, but we already did it, mostly. So this is the kitchenette. As you can see, super dark. If you saw the others, it was kind of shiny. So we will be brushing all this to make it look pretty. Yeah, so we're down to the last two pieces, which are going to be for our drawer slides. They're ready to get tacked. So I'm going to tack them and then weld them. And then I
have a couple tips.
Got some tips.
Things to note.
Things to note. Go ahead.
So the first time we did 90 degrees, we were using magnets rather than these clamps. And the magnets don't work. We were getting very unsquare welds. So my dad let us use these 90-degree clamps, which are actually used for picture frames. And then the other thing that we learned is grind down the material before we weld. So if you're welding a clean surface, it works a lot better. So we have much prettier welds now. Everything's much more square. And yeah.
Also, one other tip that I learned just yesterday. So this is the Harbor Freight welder, $200, flux welder, works great. My recommendation though is the flux coil that came with it. I would probably just skip that one. We had to finally switch over to a new one yesterday, and this Vulcan one seems to be putting down nicer welds. So I would probably just start with Vulcan again next time, which was also Harbor Freight, right? Mm-hmm. Which is confusing, whatever. It works better, use that. All right, so safety first. Got all my safety stuff on. I'm gonna cover my face up with this fancy Harbor Freight welding helmet that is auto dimmer, and we're gonna tack this. You good?
Yeah.
So one thing I was told, I don't know if I've learned, but told to tack opposite corners because the heat can make things turn and bend. Okay, so that's one. We're gonna make this a one taker. I gotta keep going then. We'll get one piece going. All right, so we got a couple tacks on. We can take these clamps off, just don't hit the bottom one. We probably would normally tack them all, but we're doing a one take video for you, so I guess I'll weld some stuff. Yep. That one kind of had a wide gap. So if you have a clean surface to get the weld going, that seems to work better. So if we need to brush it, we can. Turn the speed down a little bit. Yeah. And if this gets too long, snip it back, because you don't want to be welding 9 miles away from your tip there. These are all beginner things, because we are beginners. But yeah, so I probably should brush this, but I'm using my finger. So there's 3 welds on there. I'm gonna do the rest without you because you don't need to watch. But basically, go around and do them all. Then I come back with grinder, grind them nice, pretty flush, and then I'll come back with a metal brush and take off all this black, I think they call it mil spec.
Mil scale.
Mil scale, sorry. But yeah, so like even this is a week 1. I gave it the lift test yesterday. So I figure if it can hold me at over 200 pounds, it should hold the countertop over the whole thing. And there's gonna be a fridge in here. So thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, and tell me if I'm doing things wrong, but it seems to be holding things together. Have a nice day.